Alpen Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Hello learners, welcome to yet another session of mathematics. Today, here I am again, teacher Archana Shetye from Don Bosco High Secondary Panjim to discuss chapter matrices and determinant. Let me remind you students, we covered 2 sessions before this class and we covered plenty of concepts under this particular chapter. Before I start with the next session of mine, I would like to inform you the weightage for this particular 2 chapters, matrices and determinant in Goa board examination for academic year 2020-21. Before I start with actual chapter, let me inform you weightage for Goa board examination for academic year 2020-21 for these 2 chapters. If you consider matrices, for science stream 6 marks are allotted and for commerce stream 6 marks are again allotted. And if you consider determinants chapter, for science stream you have 4 marks and for commerce stream you have 6 marks. So learners, if you learn these 2 chapters very well, you will get here plenty of marks in Goa board examination for this academic year 2020-21. Before I proceed with third lecture of these 2 chapters, let me quickly have a glance on what we have finished in previous 2 lectures. So, we covered different topics under this particular chapter, matrices. I covered representation of matrix, order of matrix, equality of 2 matrices, types of matrices. Under that I covered column matrix, row matrix and so on. Then we covered operations on matrices and its properties. Under that you have addition of 2 matrices, subtraction of 2 matrices, multiplication of matrix by scalar and multiplication of 2 matrices. Then after that we discuss transpose of matrix, which is very important again if you understand this chapter very well. And then lastly I covered symmetric matrix and skew symmetric matrix, which is very important concept in this particular chapter. Now, since we are starting with third lesson of this particular chapter, matrices and determinant, before I start with application of matrices, we need to cover very important topic, determinants, and then we need to start with matrices and its application. So let us see what is determinant and how you proceed further when you calculate value of determinant. Okay, so let's begin. As we proceed further, and as I told you, matrix and determinants, these are 2 different concepts, but yet we study them together just because when we find determinant, we find determinant of given matrix. So, to find determinant, what is required condition? That is, you need to have square matrix, which is very, very important. So, let us start with how to find determinant of square matrix, which is of order 1. So, when I started with matrices at the beginning, I explained you order of matrix. So, that time I explained you what is order and how you calculate order of given matrix. So, let us start. Now, when you talk about 1 by 1 matrix, that means a square matrix of order 1, where you have number of rows as 1 and number of column as 1. Here we find the determinant of this particular matrix. When you say determinant, basically what we do, how we denote it with modulus. You can see here modulus sign is there here, so we denote it with the modulus of A. So when you talk about matrix, when you talk about determinant of matrix A, we say modulus of matrix A, and we find value that is just element which is present in the modulus, that will be the value of determinant. And remember one thing, when we talk about value of determinant, the value is always integer. It can be 0, it can be negative number, it can be positive number, but it cannot be in fraction. This is very important thing what you need to remember, that is the determinant value is always integer. It can be 0, it can be positive value, it can be negative value, but it cannot be fraction. You cannot place value of determinant in decimal. That's the very important thing. Then we proceed further to find determinant of square matrix which is of order 2. See, this is the matrix of order 1 and this is matrix of order 2. The moment I say matrix of order 2, if you look at this, you have 2 rows and you have 2 columns. Basically here we say m cross n. So you can see here it is 2 cross 2. So you have 2 rows and you have 2 columns, right? So when I talk about determinant of this particular matrix, square matrix, okay, what we do is, here you can see how I denote, I say the modulus of this matrix A, right? So what matrix I refer? I refer matrix A. So over here I say it's equal to, you can see here all the elements which are present here, I put under modulus sign. So you can see modulus of all these 2 rows and 2 columns I am mentioning over here. Now when I was explaining you all matrix and representation of matrix, I mentioned principal diagonal and minor diagonal. Remember this diagonal what you can see is called as principal diagonal, and this diagonal what you can see, this is called as minor diagonal. So when you find determinant value of matrix of order 2, what you need to do is, first you need to multiply these 2 values. So you can see A11 into A22 minus, you can see we multiply entries of minor diagonal. So you can see over here A12 into A21 with what sign? With minus sign in between. Basically it is product of principal diagonal minus product of minor diagonal. Okay, so let us look at the examples. Now here see I have matrix A with me with order as 2 and it is a square matrix. Why? Because you have number of rows is equal to number of columns. So when you find determinant value, what is happening here? See what I do, this is my principal diagonal. So I multiply these 2 elements, I will get 3 into 2. So you can see over here minus, you can see minus sign. So minus, I will multiply elements of the minor diagonal. So you can see here 2 minus 1. So 2 into minus 1. So when I add this, I get answer as 8. Now you can see this is positive. You have positive integer as value over here. Let's proceed further. Now let us look at the determinant of matrix of order 3 by 3. So you can see here when I talk about determinant of square matrix of order 3 by 3. See, you can see here I take matrix of order 3 where you have 3 rows and 3 columns. Here I have elements. I am talking in general. So I am talking about A11, A12, A13, and now I am finding determinant of this matrix A. So what I do, you can see here, I am putting all elements under modulus sign. So when I proceed further, when I calculate determinant of A, what I do over here is, you can see, here see, I take A11. By the way, here we need to follow some protocol. Now what is that protocol? The protocol basically, when I talk about, you can see here, I am proceeding here, see, I am taking exclusively first row. So here you can see plus sign, minus sign, plus sign. So when I expand, by taking first row, I need to take plus, minus, plus. So you can see when I proceed, you can see over here I took plus A1, so A1 I consider, so plus A1, what I will do, I will delete this row and I will delete this column, and whatever elements I get, I write those elements over here. So this is the new determinant what I get by excluding first row and first column. So now this is minus sign. So how I got this minus sign? Here you can see minus sign. So I get minus of, now this element is basically the second element present over here. So A12. Now how I got this determinant? By replacing, you can see, first row and second column. So what I do, I replace first row and I replace second column. So what I am getting? I am getting A21, A21, A23 here, A31 here and A33 here. So this is the new determinant what I get by excluding first row and second column. Similar way, I say plus. You can see over here it is A13. So from where I got this? A13. So what I will do? I will do similar way. I will delete first row and I will delete third column, and whatever determinant I get here, I will take this and I will proceed. So I am getting A12, A31, A22, A33. So this is how I expand to get the determinant value. Now what is this here? So when you proceed, now what is this here? This is basically the expansion of this. So I explained you all, when you find determinant of 2 by 2 matrix. So it is A22 into A33, you can see here, minus you get it as A32 into A22. So you are getting determinant of this, minus sign comes as it is over here, A22 comes here as it is. Now here I am finding determinant of this. So the expansion gives me A21 into A33, you can see, minus, here see, you can see here A23 into A31. So now the plus sign comes as it is over here and this comes as it is. So when I expand this, I get it as A21 into A32 minus A22 into A31. So this is how we expand determinant of order 3. Now let us look at the example. Now when you talk about example over here, see, when I find determinant value, I can take any elements over here. See, when I take element, I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So I want to find determinant and I am expanding along with first row. So when I say first row, it is plus, minus, plus, right? So you can see I am taking A, first element. What I will do, I will delete first row, first column, and whatever elements are left, these elements I am taking over here. You can see, okay, minus. Why minus sign? Because there is minus sign over here. So minus the second element, so I take B, and what I'll do, I will delete first row and second column, and whatever elements are left, these elements will cover under determinant. Okay, so I got these two. Now I proceed further for the third element, C, and you can see plus sign over there, so that's why plus sign comes. So C times, now C is what? It is basically 1, 3, right? So first row, third column, first row, third column. So when you delete that, whatever elements you get, you write them under determinant, and then afterwards all determinant values you find, okay, similar way here how you found, and then afterwards you expand it to get this answer done. Okay, so this is how we find determinant of square matrix of order 3. Let us look at many problems where you have different situations. Okay, so here you need to do these calculations very quickly and accurately, and for that what is required is practice. So let us look at different examples and let us discuss some shortcut tips to get this calculation in faster way. Okay, so here we have example. Now look at this example over here. Now when you look at this example, I have this matrix A with me. I want to find determinant of this matrix. Now if you look at it, I am saying determinant of this matrix. But when I write it, here see this determinant disappears and all these elements I put under this modulus. Okay, so now I want to find the determinant value of this particular matrix of order 3. Why I say order 3? Because you have 3 number of rows and 3 number of columns. So I am expanding along with row 1. So as I told you all, what signs I must take? Plus, minus, plus. So I take here 5. I took 5 with the plus sign. Okay. Now what I am supposed to do? I need to delete first row, first column, and whatever values I get, I write over here. You can see 4, 8, 3 minus 3, 7. So you can see 4, 8 minus 3, 7. Now I go to the next element. What sign I have? Minus sign. So minus of 3 times. So 3 times. So what I will do? I will delete first row, second column, and whatever elements are there I am writing here as it is under determinant. You can see determinant, fine. Plus, you can see minus 1 over here. So I take minus 1 and then I delete first row, third column, and these numbers I will take over here. So this is how you basically expand your determinant. After that, this determinants what you have, you need to multiply principal diagonal minus multiply values of minor diagonal to get these values. So I get 5 times 4 into 7 minus of minus 3 into 8. So you get 52, minus sign this as it is you have. Then here you have 3 and the determinant value you get over here. Then minus sign, minus 1 is here and the determinant value of this comes here. So basically how you got? You can see here 6 into minus 3 you get it as minus 18 minus 4 into 0, that's 0. So you get minus 18 minus 0 comes as minus 18. So when I calculate it further, I get here this as 260, I get this as 126, I get this value as 18. Why? Because minus and minus together gives you plus sign. So at the end when I find value of it, it comes as positive 152. Let us look at the next example and we will discover new shortcut to get your work done. Okay, so if you look at this example over here, this is the original way how I discussed before with you all to get the determinant value. What we do here, see, it is plus minus plus. I am expanding along with row 1, so I am getting here 1 times the determinant of it minus 2 times the determinant of the leftover column and rows, and here 4 times you get it as, while deleting this you get it as here this value, so we get this. Okay, and when we expand we get these answer. So I explained to you all, this is simple mathematics what you have to do. So 0 plus 0 plus 4 into minus 13, you get it as minus 52. It is lengthy procedure, right? Now instead of doing so, if we go for one more alternate method, here you need to remember one rule saying that when you expand, you can expand along with any row or column having maximum entries as 0. What I said, you can expand along with any row or any column having maximum entries as 0. So which is very important to notice. Now over here, what I did over here is, see, if you look at this, here I have 0, here I have 0. So instead of expanding along with the row 1, what I do is I expand along with column 3. Now why I am expanding along with column 3? Because you can see here you have 2 entries as 0. So now when I proceed further, I will follow this protocol. You can see here it's plus minus plus. So you can see plus minus plus. So when I expand, you can see 4 as it is I take. I will delete this. What I will get here, minus 1 into 1, that is minus 1, minus of 4 3s are 12. So I get this. Now here see. Now what sign will come? Minus sign. So minus 0 times you get the expansion of one matrix, then plus 0 times you get expansion of another matrix. Now what will happen is this entry itself will get cancelled. Now why this entry itself will get cancelled? Because 0 into anything is 0, so you get 0 here. Again plus 0 into anything gets 0, so what is left is only this entry. So I get 4 into minus 13, that is minus 52. You can see the answers here, both are equal, but if you look at this procedure, it is little lengthy procedure, but if you look at this calculation, it is quite little. Okay, so what I discussed with you all, I told you all you can expand with any row or any column having maximum entries as 0. This is one of the property of determinant. Okay, so remember this. Now after finding determinant value, we go to our matrices concept. So over here I talk about singular and non-singular matrix. Now a matrix is singular matrix if the determinant value is 0. So you can see over here, if the determinant value you get it as 0, you can say given matrix is singular matrix. Otherwise it is non-singular. What does it mean? That means if determinant value is not equal to 0. So you have two options over here. The determinant value is equal to 0, then the given matrix is your singular matrix, and if determinant value is not equal to 0, the given matrix is non-singular matrix. So let us talk about problems. So here, based on this concept, we can have plenty of problems. Here, find value of x. You can see find value of x if the matrix is singular matrix. What does it mean? It means the determinant value is equal to 0. So over here you can see the determinant value is equal to 0. So you can say here the given matrix is singular matrix if the determinant value is 0. So this is you need to know when you talk about singular matrix. Now we proceed further. So here I stated over here the determinant of these all elements is equal to 0. Now when I proceed, what I will do is I will find determinant value and I will check whether the determinant value is 0. So I expand along with row 1 because that is the standard way of expansion, and there is no element 0 in any entries over here. So when I expand, you can see 1 times the determinant of these two. Okay, so you get 2, 1, 2 minus 3 plus, here see minus 2, but here I write plus sign because it is minus will become plus. So you get it over here as plus 2, and I take the determinant after deleting first row and second column and then the plus of 3, and I get this determinant after you delete your first row and third column. So here we proceed. So when we find the determinant value over here, you get 1 into minus 3 into 2, so you get it as minus 6 minus 2. So when you calculate it further, you get it as minus 8 minus 6 minus 2x, here plus 6 minus 6x, so equal to 0. So you get over here it as, you can see minus 8x minus 8 equal to 0, which will give you value as x equal to minus 1. So like this you can have many problems where you need to find value of x given that given matrix is singular matrix. So what does it mean? The given matrix is singular matrix means the determinant value is equal to 0. So here we have some practice problems. As I told you all, practice is very important. So I have here problems with you for you all. So you can see find value of x for the following matrix which is singular in nature. So what does it mean? Singular in the sense the determinant value is equal to 0. So you need to find determinant, you need to say the determinant of A is equal to 0. You need to expand it further to get the value of x. So the answer is provided for you all. Okay, so same way again the determinant of this matrix A is equal to 0. So directly you say determinant is equal to 0 and proceed further to get the value of x here as 2 values. The moment you get 2 values, what does it mean? You get the quadratic equation is equal to 0. Now let us talk about second kind of problem, find value of x. If, now first thing, now over here see 2 determinants equal are given. So I will expand this, I will say equal to this. So when I expand it further and I will solve that equation, I will get the value of x as this. Same way you can see 2 determinants are equal given. So over here I will expand this. So how I will expand? I will multiply this minus multiply this. So same way I will multiply elements of the principal diagonal minus product of elements of minor diagonal. So I will equate it and I will proceed further to get this answer done. Similarly third question. Now if you look at the third question, it is directly given the determinant of this matrix. You can see the determinant is equal to 10. So expand it and you equate equal to 10 and see that you get this as answer. Let us look at very important concept of matrices, that is invertible matrix. Now what does it mean? the given particular matrix is said to be invertible, you can say the inverse exists if here it satisfies this particular condition. So, matrix itself, when you multiply with the inverse of it, what answer you must get? That is identity matrix. We studied what is identity matrix. So, if you want to revise, you can go back to your previous lesson and revise. And the same way I can say here, inverse, when you multiply to your matrix A, again what you get is your identity matrix. So, this is very important condition what you need to know. The given particular matrix is said to be invertible if A into A inverse is equal to I, which is can be equal to A inverse into A. Now, here you can see when I talk about inverse, now suppose I have square matrix of order M, okay, then the inverse of the matrix also will have same order. For example, suppose if I take matrix A of order 2 and I am interested in finding A inverse of it. Okay, so the inverse of it when I find, the inverse also will have same order. So this is very important for you to understand, and that's why you can say here A inverse is called inverse of matrix A. In other words, I can say matrix A is called as invertible matrix, or I can say A inverse exists. Now let us talk about some notes. Now here what is given, the rectangular matrix does not possess any inverse. So why we say it does not possess any inverse? Because you can see here it is strictly mentioned it is a square matrix. The given matrix supposed to be square matrix, then only A inverse exists, otherwise is does not exist. Okay, so let us proceed with the second note. If A inverse is inverse of a matrix, then the matrix A itself is also inverse of the given inverse. So what is given? I say A inverse is inverse of matrix A. Perfect. Now I am saying here this A is also called as inverse of the matrix what you have here. Okay, so third, which is very important note, a square matrix is invertible if and only if the given matrix is non-singular. So this is like a litmus paper test. When you want to find the inverse of given matrix, what I will do, first step, that is I will find determinant of that given matrix. If the determinant is not equal to 0, I mean to say the given particular matrix is non-singular matrix, that means determinant is not equal to 0, then I can say A inverse exists. If the determinant of the matrix is equal to 0, straight away you can put over there comment A inverse does not exist. Perfectly done. Okay, so let's proceed further. This is very important note. I said A matrix is invertible if and only if the given matrix is non-singular. The inverse of square matrix exists if it is unique. So whenever I talk about inverse of any matrix, that's supposed to be unique in nature. That means you will not have any other matrix and you can claim it as your inverse of the given matrix. Let's proceed further. The inverse of identity matrix is itself. So basically when you talk about identity matrix, it is always denoted as I. The inverse of it is always the same matrix. So basically this is again very important statement what you need to study. let us discuss one theorem which is very important in exam point of view, and when you solve problems also it is very important. Okay, so here we talk about theorem. It is also called as reversal law. So now over here let me talk about statement of the theorem. If A and B are invertible matrices of order n, then A into B is also invertible. Now what does it mean? That means here this is the definition. You can see this is the definition. That means A into B, whatever matrix you get, the inverse of that you can say is equal to, you can see over here, B inverse. Why it is called as reversible law? Why? Because B inverse comes first into A inverse. It is not typing mistake. I said B inverse into A inverse. So this is very important for you to note down. Now let us talk about proof. Now given that the here matrices are invertible, you can see here these matrices are invertible. What does it mean? You can see according to my previous definition, A into A inverse equal to I, which is equal to A inverse into A. And the second thing what I can say here, in terms of B, it is B into A, B inverse is equal to your identity matrix. In other way around also it is identity matrix. Now we must assume certain things. So now what is given here? Since A and B are square matrices of order n, therefore you can see A into B is defined. Now what does it mean? If you remember multiplication of two matrices when we were doing, we spoke about conformability of two matrices. Now what does it mean? I told you all, there you check whether the matrix multiplication is possible or not. That means what you check? We check the number of column of first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. If they are equal, I can say the given matrices are conformable for multiplication. That means A into B can exist, can be defined. So here, and that time I told you this also, if when you consider square matrices, always when you multiply them, always A into B exists. So here same thing we talk about, we say square matrices of order n, that's why here A into B defined. So you get again A into B as order n cross n. So here now we are assuming something. So what we assume, A into B is defined and it is invertible. So what does it mean? You can see A into B into A into B the whole inverse equal to I. So now here see, this is what is our assumption. So without this assumption I cannot proceed further. So after assuming this, what I will do is, after assuming this here, now you can see A inverse and A inverse. You can see what I did, I pre-multiplied A inverse. Now why I said pre-multiplied over here? Because you know matrix multiplication is not commutative in nature. So that's why pre-multiplication, post-multiplication matters a lot. So what we do here, we pre-multiply A inverse. So if I multiply A inverse on this side, in that side of the equal to also I need to multiply A inverse this side, that is my left hand side. So here when I open this bracket, you can see A inverse into A comes as this B remains as it is, now this part remains as it is. Now A inverse into I is always A inverse. Basically I talk about, here see, 1 into any matrix is equal to the original matrix itself. So identity matrix basically signifies your 1. Okay, so identity matrix into any matrix will give you the original matrix. Now here you can see this here, A inverse into A is I. Why you got this? You can see because of this. Same way I proceed further, here I got at I here. So here you can see I into B is what? B. Why? Because the same concept what I explained you all. Now what I do? I pre-multiply B inverse throughout. So when I pre-multiply B inverse, so I will be multiplying B inverse, towards my left hand side of this as well as of this. So what I get? You can see here B inverse into B, I get it as I. You can see here according to my assumption, and I am left with A into B the whole inverse equal to, now you can see here B inverse into A inverse. Okay, so this is here, it is not typing mistake, but what I am getting is A into B the whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse, you can see here. Okay, and this is what exactly is my statement over here. Okay, and I say therefore A into B is invertible matrix. Now, after studying theory of invertible matrices, let us look at the examples, let us look at the application of this invertible matrices. Here I talk about different methods of finding inverse of given matrix. So let us look at the first method. So when I say first method over here, look at this, the first method what I have, the problem is given directly. So I look at this problem here, if A is given as this, show that this equation is satisfied and hence find A inverse. Now if you look at the first half of this problem, it is similar to what we discussed in our first lesson of matrices chapter. Now let us proceed further. Now here what we do is, we first need to show this equation is satisfied. If this equation is not satisfied, you cannot proceed further. So this is very important criteria to find A inverse. That is, that equation supposed to get satisfied. If it is not satisfied, you cannot say A inverse exists. So this is very important to show the left hand side is equal to right hand side, and then you need to find the inverse. If it is not equal, you cannot find inverse. So let us proceed further. So you can see in this equation I need A square. So we find A square, A into A. See, I do matrix multiplication. I explain you all how to proceed further in matrix multiplication. See, to get my first element over here, what I do, I take first row, first column, and I multiply. You can see 3 into 3, I get it as 9, plus 1 into minus 1, you get it as minus 1. Same way, to get my second entry over here, you take first row but second column and you get this element, and similar way you proceed further. To get this entry, we take second row, first column, and to get this entry, we take again second row, second column. So this is very simple. What you require is only practice. So go back to your previous lessons and practice matrix multiplication, which is very, very important to build this concept further. So we got A square as this. Then we go to the next, that is 5A. So what does it mean? Here see, this constant 5 is multiplied to this matrix A. So this is my matrix A. So this 5 constant multiplied to it. So this 5 will go at every element and it will get multiplied. Look at it, 5 3s are 15, 5 into 1 is 5, 5 into minus 1 is minus 5, and 5 to 2s are 10. So I got this as 5a. Then I go to 7i. Now see, you can see here, you will say only matrix A is given. From where this I is come? Now here you know I is your identity matrix, and here see you have square matrix of order 2. So you consider identity matrix of order 2. Now suppose if you have square matrix of order 3 under discussion, then what you will take? You will take the identity matrix of order 3. So right now I take matrix of order 2. So what will happen? This 7 will get multiplied over here. So I get a scalar matrix with diagonal entries as 7. So basically it is a scalar matrix. So I got these three things, this one and this one. So what I do? I substitute in my LHS. So this is my LHS. So I substitute here all these matrices, and what I do is I add and subtract. I explain you how to add two matrices, how to subtract two matrices. Here we go element wise. Here what you do? Here we go element wise. So 8 minus 8 plus 7. So you can see 8 minus 8 plus 7. That will give you the first entry. Then I want this. So 5 minus 5 plus 0. You can see 5 minus 5 plus 0. So I get second entry. To get this entry over here, I will add all the corresponding elements, and here see, you can see minus 5. See, minus and minus will become plus 0. So I will get this, and you can see effectively I am getting my RHS, that is 0. Now here when I say 0, 0 means a 0 matrix. I am not considering it as 1 0, but it is a 0 matrix of given particular order. Right now I have matrix of order 2. So I have 0 matrix of order 2. Perfect. So let's proceed. So you can see I am getting RHS equal to my LHS. Now we are coming to very important step, because here we need to find A inverse. Now to find A inverse, what we have done, that is LHS equal to RHS, which is important criteria to go further. So here we proceed with finding A inverse. So what I do, I take that equation and I will proceed further. So this is the starting point. Okay. So you can see here A inverse. Here see, I post multiply A inverse. So post multiplication of A inverse, in the sense I multiply A inverse towards the right hand side of the equations. So you can see A inverse I multiplied towards the right hand side and towards the right hand side of this 0. So what will happen? This A inverse will go to each of this value. So I will get, here see, A into A inverse. So this A inverse comes inside, basically. This A inverse comes here. So here A into A inverse I club together to give me here, you know, A into A inverse is equal to I. Why? Because given particular matrix is invertible. Okay. So I get I get I. So again when I proceed further, you can say A into I is A. Why? Because A into 1, okay, is always the original matrix A. So we proceed further here. Now A inverse into minus 5A. So what will happen here? See, you can see A into A inverse will give you I. Okay, so now it is 5I, so I leave it as it is. Now 7 into I. So what will happen? You can see A inverse into I will give you just A inverse. So what is there here now 5 5 plus 7 A inverse equal to 0. So what I do, I write this equation here, see, in terms of A inverse. So what I have done, this minus 5 5 I shifted on this side. So I got it as 5I minus A. You can see this A which is present. So minus 5 5 goes there to come as plus 5 5, and this plus A will go here to get it as minus A. So I say here, see, this 7 which is there will come down in denominator, and you will have A inverse equal to 1 upon 7, and you can see here it is here 5I minus A. So you have matrix I, okay, so you can see matrix I over here, and 5 is multiplied to it. So what you get, basically you get there as a scalar matrix where diagonal elements are 5. Okay. Now over here matrix A you have with you, so I proceed further here 1 by 7 as it is, 1 by 7 I write as it is, okay, and I proceed further. So this gets it's a subtraction, right? So what will happen over here, that is it will get subtracted correspondingly. So you can see 5 minus 3, then you can see 0 minus 1, then you can see 0 minus of minus plus, so you get 0 plus 1, and here you get it as 5 minus 2. So here we go. So when we simplify it further, I get it as 1 by 7 into, it is 2 minus 1, 1, 3. So after I simplify this, what I get is this. Okay. Now it is always told to keep this constant out. Why? Because it is helpful for you to do further calculations, okay, when we proceed further. But if you multiply this 1 by 7 inside, no problem, you will get the matrix in this form. The first element you will get it as 2 by 7, second element you will get it as minus 1 by 7, third element you will get it as 1 by 7. Why? Because 1 by 7 simply will get multiplied to this 1, and the fourth element you will get it as 3 by 7. Why? Because 1 by 7 will get multiplied to this 3 to get it as 3 by 7. Now let us look at the practice problems, because here again you need to have more and more practice to get your work done. So here when I talk about practice problems, here see I gave you similar problems. This is 2, so 2, and this is 4. So it is here, see, if A is equal to the matrix is given, show that. So when I say show that, it is true statement. You are no one to disprove it. Anyhow you show LHS equal to RHS. Okay, so show that means it is true statement, you are no one to disprove it. So show that you are getting here, see, it is basically same as A square minus 3A minus 2I equal to 0. Okay, it's simply written it in this way. Fine. So over here you can show this or you can show this, it's same, and then you need to find A inverse by taking this as your initial statement or initial equation after post multiplying A inverse and proceeding with the same manner how we solved our previous problem. We can proceed further to get our work done. Now if you look at this again, the same way it is mentioned, similar situation, the answer is given to you all. Now if you look at the third problem, again it is matrix of order 3. Okay, so here when you consider your identity matrix, you will consider your identity matrix as 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 and 0, 0, 1. Why? Because you have the matrix which is given, that is of square matrix of order 3. So you will have at the end here it is, you will get a scalar matrix 27, 0, 0, you will get 0, 27, 0, you will get 0, 0, 27. Okay. So, this is how you people supposed to proceed. Okay. And then rest of the thing will remain same, and it is always told to keep 1 by 27 out to make your work simple in further calculation. Okay. That is it for today's lecture. For next lecture we will discuss second method of finding inverse.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.